my dad's like, he gets a little bit arthritic in his knees.
Oh.
And he was like, oh, my knees are like hurting. Like, you know, he couldn't do it that long.
Yeah.
And then his knees were hurting a little bit afterward. So I was like kind of joking around. I was like, all right, let me just heal your knee. So we were like sitting down. I like put my hand over his knee. And then it got really hot.
Yeah.
And then I started feeling like tingling up my arm. And then my ears started ringing.
Oh, okay.
And then my stopped. I was like, okay, maybe and then my dad's like, whoa, I felt something. Whoa, my leg feels better.
How's his knee? Yeah.
Yeah, better. He was like, it wasn't like totally better.
Yeah.
But like he's like considered like noticeably better.
How long did it last for?
It was like literally very quickly.
No, but how long did the feeling better last for?
know.
You should ask him. Like, because sometimes actually just like a little bit of energy, and it can actually get long impact, like on the healing. So.
Yeah, he was fine walking the next day. So like.
Yeah, you should ask him how his knee relative like to how before like you helped him with it.
Interesting.
Yeah, see how it is because like.
Yeah, there was something that happened, and I was not expecting. I was like joking around.
Yeah.
And I didn't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I like pulled away because like I was like worried about going too fast, too far, you know.
Yeah.
Before I was like powerful enough or knew what I was doing. So.
No, you did. Knees are easy in a way and hard in a way because for you to treat them is actually not that complex. It's just like hand over the knee in general, right? Well, actually, there's two ways to treat the knee. One is actually like just like just hover over the knee. You can go like two sides like this, or you go energy kind of like into the in here. Okay. Those are basically the two ways to kind of treat the knee. But the most effective way to really treat the knee is actually through the back, because it goes like from a pathway. Yeah, exactly. And it goes like this into the knee. And a lot of times, like it's that pathway needs to be really clear to be kind of like more permanent, kind of like permanent or longer term kind of like thing. But the local kind of like a treatment over the knee, it won't impact you very much. Like the fact that you felt it kind of go up your arm was basically the fact that your energy hit his body, and then basically hit resistance, right? Yeah. And the resistance caused this like feeling to like start pushing back up into your hand, into your shoulder. Interesting. So at that point, just relax more, and you'll be fine. Okay. Yeah. You'll be fine. That's actually fine. Did you say went up to your head even?
No, my ears started ringing.
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting.
And I was like, wait a second. Maybe I'm getting a little bit over my head. Maybe I'm turning me around.
You definitely are like, you know.
And then he gets up and he's like, wait a second.
No,
so cool.
It's like it's really impactful, like stuff like that. That's cool. Yeah.
I love you push the limits, man. That was my first, I guess, healing or like half healing.
Yeah.
Shoulder healing. Mistake healing.
Susan healed my shoulder yesterday.
I know, that was awesome.
Yeah. I was like,
so cool.
I mean, like, she is fucking so surprisingly good.
It's better that she heals it versus you heal it yourself?
So basically the way the healing works is that you kind of need both, right? Like there's some things you can kind of heal yourself. There's some things you kind of need someone else to kind of help break through. Like even like little things, right? So like my left shoulder, I got in a car accident maybe right before COVID, and my neck went like this, and then basically I had like a pinched nerve, and then I basically couldn't lift my arms past this point for a while, and it was like pretty bad, right? And then I started losing muscle mass, kind of like in the top part of like my shoulders and like my pecs here. It's like for anyone else to be like a terrible injury, like a terrible injury. So the training kind of like recovered it, maybe like 80%, but there's like this last like 20% that I couldn't fix myself.
Okay, I see.
So you basically.
Susan fixed it.
So I need like help, right? So some of my like classmates helped me that I trained with, and then Susan was able to help me too, as effectively as my classmates. So it's pretty impressive.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did it affect her this time?
It did.
Okay.
It did.
So she got your pain?
So she's got like a little bit of my pain, and she's got a drain of energy. So when she comes, like I definitely need to help her a bit. So
interesting.
yeah. So
so that just happens. That's just gonna happen because you're pushing out energy.
You're pushing out energy, and it's all relative to how much energy you have, right? So if you've trained for like 20 years, right, and you don't really do a lot of treatments and kind of like all you do is train, it's not going to like impact you very much at all, because it'll be like, you know, like a small like a percent relative to the energy you have.
Right.
But if you've only trained for like, you know, a year or two, and then like you do this like huge depletion, it's going to be like a bigger percentage of energy. Wow. So and then it also depends on like how often you do treatments too. So like Susan's like, you're aggressive in one way, she's aggressive in a different way. So like she wants to be a healer, right? She wants to help people, right? And so like her cycle right now is that she helped Janice, right? Like once, and then drained her, and she was like uncomfortable. We helped her, we got her back up, and then she helped Janice again, and then it drained her again, and then and then she's like, okay, now I'm back, and then it took her like a week or two to kind of like get back to like where she's feeling good, and then she's like adamant yesterday she wanted to help me again, right? I'm just like, just rest, like we're okay, right? And she's like, no, I want to do it. I'm feeling good today. I'm feeling good today. So then she wanted to do it, and then it was definitely very impactful. But I think that there's another trick with the healing. So when there's actually there's two ways with the energy movement. There's energy kind of like moving out of your hand, and actually you can suck the energy back in through your hand. So you can basically kind of yeah. So basically, if you turn over. So like this is kind of like putting energy in, right?
Yeah.
You feel that, and this is kind of pulling energy out.
Interesting.
Right. So there's.
So you have a way of like.
So there's a way of kind of like you can't pull all your energy out, right? You might only get like maybe 20-30% of your energy kind of like back, but it's still kind of like something, right? Like and so it doesn't drain you as deeply as.
Can you pull energy through the ground? Because you can go like this, you're saying, and pull out, or there's a way to.
Yeah, it's kind of like that. You can.
It's probably like when you're pulling.
Yeah.
From like another person.
Yeah, it's.
But you learn how to do it like with your muscle, like your.
You can do it without doing this. Yeah, you can just do it like just with the palm muscle. Yeah, just the palm. Not thinking about it, palm muscle. So it's kind of like, like when you push out, it's kind of like. So when I push out right now, turn over.
Yeah.
So when I push out right now, I don't move my hands at all, right? That's pushing out.
Right.
And then I pull in. That's what I'm doing, pulling in. But it's like you can't see it from my hands. But what it looks like to me, it's like slight. It's like this. It's like this, and then like that.
Right.
Right. So it's like a little bit. It's like this is like it's literally just a pulling feature. Like if you can imagine pulling, it's like this, but without the finger movement.
Right.
You can actually do it with this, but you just don't get as much energy back. So. Hello.
7. Yeah.
And Hawaii was like 3 hours behind.
Okay.
So that was afternoon. That's different.
Oh, that's good.
I will share.
Thank you.
Okay, absolutely. So just put your hands out right now. Actually, let me show you kind of like the starting position, just so you can kind of start. So put your hands to your sides. And then wait till you have a tingling in your fingers. Do you feel it already? Okay, great. Okay. I think you're very sensitive, right? So.
Like my hands are like already like turning cold.
Okay. So now you want to like basically lift your hands up like this. So it's kind of like your fingers are like up by the side of your body. Because you can feel a little bit of connection between your fingertips kind of running inside your body. Okay, so that's what you're looking for. It's kind of like lighting a match, right? And then you get to about right here, and you move your hands in front of your body.
Do you feel like a tingling in your hands?
And then have them face each other. Okay, so it's kind of like this.
Body in micro ways where you can sense like differences in that tingle.
Yeah, sorry, I'm too close to you.
So that's
But yeah, exactly. A little bit further in front of your body. Because you want your elbows in front of your body. Okay. And then when you're here, you should wait until you feel a little bit feeling between your fingers, right?
Do you feel it?
Yeah.
I feel
You feel it, right? Okay. And then you basically pull that feeling apart. So you feel like a little bit of connection between your hands right now, right? Okay, perfect. That's what you got. And then turn them slightly kind of like 45 degrees. Perfect. So you have a little bit of connection between your hands, and then you kind of like also bounce like off the floor. So, and then a little bit further spread apart.
Yeah.
Perfect.
I feel both.
Okay. So now what you want to do with the bottom part of your body is you want to create pressure, right? And the way you do that is feet kind of like straight. And then you go down like this, and then your knees out. And then you lean back. Perfect. And then you want to suck your butt in, and then pull your diaphragm up. And that's basically the full position.
Yeah.
Okay. And then what you want to your hands straight to the first, like wrist straight. So not like this, not like that. And then you're pretty good. It's basically make sure your middle finger is straight to the forearm, which it is. So like you're actually really good there. And then so straight to the first knuckle, and then you can bend. And then I'll start you off. Don't worry. Yeah. All right. You feel that? Okay.
I feel like so much tingling right now.
Perfect. Okay. Okay, so that's basically it. So this basically, what happens is the more you create strain in the lower part of your body, this feeling will change, right? So your toes, you can kind of grasp your feet in the ground, but every little kind of like place where you can create pressure in your body will make this feeling a little bit stronger. So, so that's kind of like, those few things I kind of mentioned to you, like down, this, that, like out, like it's all kind of like just to make it feel a little bit stronger.
Different for you, but yes, for me, it's a little wider than your hands. Any amount of
Awesome.
Here, I can, if you want me to go there.
No, you're good.
Just let me know what would be helpful. Yeah.
Okay.
Any amount of tightening your base up increases the energy for you.
Right.
So if I'm squatting, that's fine. If I'm standing up and I just pull in like this, that I get more. Like if I'm, so also like if I squeeze my toes in, then that's going to create more strain in my whole legs, like pushing.
Very good.
So like that's even more, I think, because
Yes.
right, whatever squeezes the base.
Hello, welcome.
Sometimes I feel like if I shift it around a little bit, what is the best way I can squeeze it in a little bit so it wouldn't have to dissipate?
Sometimes I'm like this. I'm like, it's like a marshmallow, right?
Good.
The sensation.
Yeah. Right? The marshmallow.
All right, so the two newbies. I'll start from the beginning, just to kind of give you like a context, right? Basically the energy is created through the strain in your body. So it doesn't use your mind at all. It doesn't use any breathing techniques. It doesn't use kind of any kind of forms or anything like that. So it's created by creating pressure in the lower part of your body, and then you look for a feeling in your hand. So in a lot of Chinese martial arts and everything, there's something called a horse stance, which is like this position where you're doing the squat. And the squat kind of like adds power to your body. So, but the trick with horse stance that people kind of don't fully understand is if you can electrify the horse stance, you can basically build this energy in your body. So, but you need someone that can give you that initial electric starter. So I'm going to basically put you in a horse stance type position. I'm going to give you this electric starter in your hands to see if you can feel it. And the goal is actually to make this feeling feel stronger in your hands. Okay, so basically the stance is about right. What you want to do is, for now you're fine. Let me know if you feel something.
Oh yeah, I feel it.
Okay. It takes like 30 seconds or so. Basically, it's got to break through kind of like your tension in your body. Got that? Okay. So basically, the goal is you want to hold on to this feeling, and the way you hold on to it is you take your hand, and you're basically holding like the top of a balloon. So it's like a little bit of pressure, but not too pressure. So you'll make sure the balloon doesn't drop, because it's kind of like this kind of feeling that's kind of like it's soft underneath. You can't hold it too tightly, but kind of like in your hand.
When did you decide to join?
Okay.
All right. We got time.
So put your elbows out of flurry.
I feel like
And separate your hands just a little bit like this, kind of like you're holding like the top of a balloon, but you need a little bit of yeah. And then tuck your thumb in. Tuck it in just like this. Yeah.
I'm feeling your energy.
You can feel it from here, right?
Yeah.
where were we?
Like this got just stronger.
Stairs to the piano.
Let me feel something.
I don't know if it was something. I don't know if I'm
I
imagining
gave him
it,
the
but
hard
there is
pitch.
kind of something in the arms.
Yeah, that's what you got. A little fuzzy, tingling, pressure, cloudy feeling. So, yep. Okay. So, you want to basically hold on to it. So right now your hand's just like this. You want to be like that. Got it?
Okay.
Okay.
Something. I don't know. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. Okay, like it's just way easier.
The feeling.
Yeah.
That's what it feels like.
Exactly. Yeah. And you're not overthinking it anymore. Like, I'm super happy.
I feel it.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I do feel it.
Are you getting more sensitive on there?
Yeah.
Well, he's also training too. So I think the combination of like a little bit of training, breaking through, and then last week was like it was work breaking through with him.
With like the simplest pattern.
Right.
It's
Do
more
you,
about
do
just
you,
maintaining
you also
the same
sense it?
pattern.
You are very
And
sensitive,
then
right?
Yeah,
it just
I
like
don't know about very, but
and
I'm
its
sensitive.
energy is
Got it? Feel it? Okay. Awesome.
When did you start?
Like 2 months ago.
2 months.
Yeah.
somehow I feel like the vibe is like also could be very spiritual, could be very active, right?
I agree. I totally agree.
Yeah.
Actually, now that
It grew a lot. Yeah. Now I have like very good sense. Yeah. Like my hands right now are like, I feel like a lot of sensation in my hands right now. Like if I like make micro movements, I can feel like it changes its capacity in my hands.
Yeah. So I got it made from a shop that.
I just saw that video of Susan healing.
Dude, she's really good. Yeah, yeah. I think she's.
Is she coming?
I hope she's coming. I gotta help her. She's not feeling awesome.
Can I help her?
Yeah. We'll just like give her a little bit of energy. Yeah, she'll be okay. Okay, so let me position you back a little bit. So relax your shoulders. A little bit more kind of like this.
Oh, let me know next time you're gonna hang out.
Huh?
Okay.
Yeah, so basically the pressure in the lower part of your body is what's gonna create the energy. Right? So basically if you stand up straight, you're not gonna really create a lot of energy. If you're down like this, you're gonna create a lot of energy. Right? The question is like how long you can stay like very low. So and then move your feet in a little bit closer to each other, it'll be helper. And then basically you want to go down and then out like that.
Like this?
Yeah.
And then
Yeah, and then lean back.
like this?
Yeah. So when you lean back, you're going to feel like you're going to fall off balance, right? You move your arms forward to counterbalance kind of like the fact that you're leaning back. Yeah. So, I mean, everyone's going to stand in a different like height position. But whatever kind of like you can feel like you can stand kind of like the longest, just kind of be in that position. Not too.
Is this considered low or high?
That's fine. This is like normal, right?
Oh, this is normal.
Yeah,
Okay.
I would say like this is normal.
It's pretty low.
This is low, right? This is high, right? Like so, like you basically have. I look at the bend in your legs.
Yeah.
So basically,
This is normal.
this is normal because it's kind of like a strong bend would be 90 degrees, which is like hard to get to. So, yeah. So open up your.
I also want to ask, like, how should we breathe?
Normally, you don't need to breathe through.
We don't need to like
No special breathing.
Deep breathing.
No.
Really?
'Cause if you do deep breathing, that's just enhance, right? Enhance the
Awesome. Good for him.
enhance the practice.
So I think like what you're thinking about is kind of like the breathwork techniques to kind of like move energy around your body are different from what we're doing here. So what you're doing here is you're building energy density.
Okay.
So the breath work actually is the use of energy movement in your body, which is like kind of like two different things. Like we move energy in our body through moving our fingers. So through physical pressure we can move energy down certain pathways. But then there is an element of breath work that I'll introduce later. It's kind of like a little bit of breath work, a little bit of meditation, where you're not practicing, you're lying down, but you can actually trigger the energy through kind of like through breathing.
Okay.
Yeah, and then you can control it moving in your body.
But what should we focus on thinking?
Nothing. So your mind is disconnected from the training. You can think about anything else. You can socialize. Like you can, it doesn't use your mind at all. If you try to use your mind to do the practice, it will cancel out all the training.
Remember the article AJ sent out?
Yeah.
Is that guy focused on here?
Yeah, we don't focus on anything. Yeah, this stuff is different from that. So this stuff is like we're literally doing stuff to create physical energy that you can use to move people. Like so the energy has to be strong, so strong. So all those things are kind of like they're like minor tweaks that basically the impact is like 1%, 2%. So it's so small, right, compared to the things we're really looking to do. Yeah.
I'm feeling
Great. Yeah, you got it. I'm so glad because
how do you feel? Do you feel anything?
yeah, I feel it. It's now you are normal like everybody else, right?
I see.
The first day you were like, I was kind of like, oh man, I'm not sure what I got myself into because like if I have to spend this much energy every time to get you to feel it, you're like it's gonna kill me, right? So like, but now I can just like now you're normal like everybody else.
I
So
totally feel it. This is crazy.
yeah,
What the?
awesome. Okay, awesome.
Which one? I just saw the video.
Wherever you'd like to sit, get your knee into the circle.
It's you guys all like making it happen.
What did it feel like? Oh, okay. There was
It's that foot, right?
Like, yeah, when it kicked in was like when I did it, you and I played.
Yeah.
Then remember there was a pulsing,
Oh yeah, what's the issues?
right? The pulsing there.
That happened. Yeah. And then later, the last part, right, was I could feel pressure. Like it was pushing my hand away from your neck. That was like trippy. So remember, originally it was like the dry noodle. I know that's a weird. You know what I'm talking about? Like,
The old dry
had,
noodle.
Like, woo-woo noodles from Taiwan. They're like really thin.
Yeah.
Right? They're just noodles. Like super fresh. Oh, sorry.
It's
And then, whatchamacallit? So, you know, like when you grab the noodles and then sometimes they're all askew. Maybe it's
oh.
like OCD. So then I'll like tap it to kind of.
Yeah.
Like the one noodle that just sticks to you and you're like.
Yeah.
That's what it felt like initially.
Okay.
Right? Yeah. And then later that went away. And then later it was like hers. But then remember you stretch and so I pulled my hand away. So that pulsing stopped.
Oh, okay.
But then later, in that last part, as I would put my hand behind your neck, it'd be there, and then there'd be like a pressure that like literally pushed my hand back. Did you have that before? Like, what is that? So that happened a couple times.
Pushing your hand back.
Yeah. So then I feel it like, and then I'd have
Okay.
to bring my.
So it's actually a couple things. Like when you're connecting your energy with someone like that that long, right? What happens is like the pressure between my body and your body gets stronger and stronger. Just like if I keep doing this over time, this gets stronger and stronger, right? So like over time it gets stronger, right? But the difference is actually like here, when it gets stronger, it's pushing through the fingers, it's pushing through the hand, it's pushing through the arm. It kind of like the whole purpose of doing this is actually to kind of begin to break through kind of like the channels, so the channels are as clear as possible, kind of going in. So what you're doing is kind of like the same thing, but like on my neck, right? And at some point, what happens is the connection changes the feeling of what's going on in your hand. So that connection, that feeling will actually go from like normal to super strong to nothing. And it'll change, like it'll keep changing feeling. It'll change feeling for two reasons. One is because the amount of energy coming out of your hand will shift like over time because because you're getting so much feedback, because you're doing so much energy for so long. The feedback like will start building pressure back up against your hand, and so you'll start feeling this pressure between your hand and my hand.
Yeah.
That's one thing, right?
That was so trippy.
The
That
other,
was like pushing.
the other thing that happens actually is once you start breaking through stuff in my body, it will actually open up again, where actually the pressure will disappear, because then you've kind of broken through it and the energy just like flows into my body because there's the resistance is gone that you're pushing against.
She felt the resistance. She's like, I got it.
Yes.
That's
So when you feel the resistance, you're like, oh, like it's like you've tuned everything kind of like right to the point where like you hit the right point where you're getting resistance where something is blocking you from like getting the energy through, which is actually the thing you have to clear in my neck or my shoulders and all that kind of area to break through. Yeah. And then once you break through that resistance, then you'll feel like a release, and all of a sudden like you'll feel no pressure in your hand anymore. So when you feel no pressure in your hand anymore, typically I'm like, oh, I know I'm done, right? Because like I'm like almost done basically. Like there's probably like a little bit more left, but you're breaking through the majority of it, right? And then the rest of it is kind of like, oh, I want to clean kind of like, all the, because like, so there might be some residue still left in your shoulder, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So that little bit of residue at the end, like you can't feel as like you're treating because it's so small that like she or I can't feel that residue. So I've learned like when I'm done healing and I feel like nothing left in my body, I have zero kind of pressure in my hand, another 15 minutes, right? And then that clears the final kind of like, maybe not 15, but like 10, something like that, right? Some amount of time. And that will clear the final amount that's kind of like unfeelable, right? So,
Okay. So that's
Yeah.
what we need to do.
yeah,
Right?
Yes.
Okay.
yeah,
Thank you.
Well, I want to give you energy first.
yeah. So we need to reboost you back up. How are you feeling?
I'm better. I'm still off kilter, but better.
Okay, can you move over a little bit?
So I want
Yeah.
So if
Okay.
How do you give
I
energy
want to
to
give
each
you
other?
energy.
Huh?
How do you give energy
Like I
to
want
each
to
other?
give you.
So it's not that different from this, but it's actually directed towards like different parts of your body if you're trying to heal something. So let's say like energy for you might be useful kind of like in your knee, right? Like and that would actually go through a channel that kind of like goes from your back here down like your leg into your knee, or it can go topical to your knee. But like most likely the reason why you have a knee issue that is persistent is
What about just giving someone energy without healing? Can you simply like
So
like land someone energy?
yeah, so that's what they were doing. It's called
that's what I'm-
Wu Qi, right? So basically, like someone might be like from an energy standpoint, like low because they're sick or tired, or like somehow their cycle is just kind of like but it's not like targeted towards like one area. So it's like, when it's targeted towards one area, it's kind of like you have some damage you're trying to fix, right? But if it's not targeted from some area, it's called Bu Qi, which basically means I'm just adding general energy into your body. So I'm transferring energy from that you've trained, that you've developed in your body, and you're gonna transfer it to like someone else's body, and then that will help them kind of like just normalize their cycle.
And you just do it like this?
So this helps. This is one way to do it, but this kind of is localized to kind of like right here. If you the main use of where the energy is most useful is actually in the organs. So in general, the way we kind of like do Bu Qi is that we kind of like just do it like generally here in the back, like somewhere. So it goes directly from the spine, which is like where the main channels are, right to the organs. And so you want to hit the main organs, like you want to hit like the lungs are kind of like a huge like area that will like help people kind of like regulate lungs, heart, like just this whole entire like torso area.
I think the camera may have caught it. No, you just said no microphone. Oh, I was wanting to give Susan energy.
Yeah.
And I was wondering, like, where do you do that? And
Yeah. Okay. So the way you do Bu Qi, so the most useful part, so I'll tell you, like after she's tired, after like healing someone, her biggest impact will be like right here, right? She'll be kind of like, it'll almost feel like you can't, like you're like a little bit shortness of breath, kind of like how do you feel? Like where do you feel like you've lost something?
no pressure.
Like I don't think, I'm not thinking here then, right? Like. I'm
Okay,
not
so it's
thinking
here
about
for you.
it.
I can feel it.
Right.
Okay, so I can feel it. Hold on.
You'll be in the credits. Oh, I can feel that. That's true.
Good.
What are you feeling? What does it feel like?
It's great that you guys have each other as like training partners.
Yeah.
It was great. I was like screwing with my parents all weekend. It was nice to have people in the house to like.
Let's move this out of Andre's way.
Small, yeah.
What does she feel in her head right now?
Cool.
So she treated me yesterday, and so she treated my kind of shoulder. But there's a little bit of danger when you treat, hey Janine, when you treat someone's neck, right around the neck, because when the energy goes in and you're flat like this, what ends up happening is the energy will go in and part will go up, part will go down, right? And then you're going to feel the feedback of like of all that in your own in the sender's body. But the problem is energy in the head is no good. Like I mean, it's very helpful, but it's really difficult for the person that's healing the person to recover from kind of like a signal feedback from like the head. So you want to focus the energy down, so it kind of goes down the neck. But in the very beginning, it's kind of hard to control the direction of the energy. So when she treated Janice, it kind of went up into Janice's head. And when she treated me, it went up into my head a little bit because the neck and the head is just so close together, right? So it began to impact her head. So she's got a little bit of kind of like discomfortable feeling in her head right now that we have to clear. It's kind of like a little bit. It feels like it's like a little static brain fog, kind of like it's like brain fog is probably the best way I can explain it. So that's the negative part of healing is that you get this like signal back in your body. So, but with almost every time, I've been able to get rid of the signal, except for one time where I healed a guy over Zoom, which is like, and it's like now every time I look at a computer screen, I get like this like feedback in my head. So don't do things over Zoom, like just do it in person.
What?
I'm sorry. Were you saying something?
Go ahead.
Pull your torso up, and then angle this like you're kind of like this right now. We're gonna be like this.
So right now when we
So
first
you're back.
Yeah, a little bit straighter. You basically want your back to be kind of like spine to be straight all the way down to your tailbone, but like not like more like this. Lean back a little bit. I'm totally nitpicking with you because like you're like you're like almost so perfect, but
Back and go down your spine. Then your pointy goes to your shoulder, back to your shoulders, your thumb to your head, your
really good.
finger,
Really good.
spine down, and then your pinky to your feet. Something like that. Yeah.
ooh.
So I think I'm cheating too. It's sore. Like tired.
You're a lot.
Wow.
It takes about 20 minutes.
Awesome.
Wow.
I feel that.
Even from here, you feel it, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Awesome.
Oh wow, this is strong now.
It's a combination of you guys are getting stronger yourselves. And so now when I come, I can connect super fast, right? Because you guys are all like warmed up, and then my energy connection is like really, really quick. Yeah.
It's still very subtle, but I can
Yeah.
see.
Yeah, I feel that when you're doing it too. Super subtle.
Everyone's Carolyn.
Hi, Carol.
Appointed Carolyn.
I love it.
I feel like a colder energy, like a vibrational colder energy coming in.
It'll constantly change.
windy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Should we like doing practices at home? Like
Yes. Yeah. So basically, if you can do this for like, as long as you can do it each day. So I try to do it like an hour a day, right? I just watch TV. I kind of like you know,
great idea.
yeah. So I just watch TV for like an hour, watch a movie or TV series, and then because you're not using your mind at all, right? So and then all you care about is this feeling. That's all you care about. Yeah, it's really good. Yeah.
She's sensitive. She felt you when you were transmitting
Like
energy over.
every time you're giving somebody, I feel like I'm
Yeah.
stealing.
Yeah. No, because what happens is everyone's connected here.
Yeah.
So like if he moves a little bit, you should be able to feel it, right? Like over time, you'll be able to sense kind of like what's going on with everybody in the room.
I think it's a good idea to like practice at home.
Yeah. No. So this is really like the ideal thing is you practice at home. Like and then when you come here, I adjust you, I boost you a little bit, kind of like, and then the room makes your energy stronger.
Yes, I feel it.
Yeah.
It's,
So it's different here than when you're at home, right? But even on Zoom, it's still not bad. But when you do it on your own, it's gonna be like that's gonna be like the normal energy that's just you,
it's
right?
also like a good way of like assessing it on your own and building the strength.
Yeah. So you know, yeah. Here it's cheating because like,
It's like you're there.
yeah. And everyone else is here too. So
Like I feel like I'm singing. Like right now, I feel.
you feel it, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So when I do this, like, yeah.
I'm like I feel it here.
Yeah.
Like
You feel it?
especially in my palms.
It's like a little breeze, like something.
Palms is okay.
Yeah, it's like a little tingling, kind of like,
Yeah, I like usually feel.
and the lower you squat, the stronger that gets. Yeah, it's pretty good. You're holding on to it.
I personally feel
You two both engineers.
feel like my fingers are getting
Oh,
like swollen,
let's do Janice.
but like
Janine. Hold on. So today you're on a pedestal.
Oh, amazing. Thank
Okay.
you so much.
So that way people can kind of like, you know, like you're like almost like a robot here in class.
We need to get wheels on Janine.
I really get it through Janine.
Yeah.
Janine and Debbie.
Thank you.
You got it?
Yes, thank you.
All right. It works over Zoom too. Yeah.
Would you like a
Yeah, you can feel it's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah. I try to stay pretty.
Oh, you're really good.
Pose.
Yeah, he's really. How many? You're training daily or?
I've only been training on Tuesdays and Thursdays.
Really?
The first day.
Oh,
Albert, I'm telling you, like my energy is.
yeah.
I got a
Dude,
lot of
if you
energy.
trained every day, you'd be.
I want to start.
Yeah.
Well, I'm doing like pretty like hard workouts on the other days.
Oh, okay.
But it's like I think. What's like the minimum? You said it's like 40 minutes a day you're supposed to do?
No,
What's the
okay.
I can squat a lot lower too. I mean, I
Okay.
can squat mad. So like, if I can like do it faster, then like that would be good. Time is the essence.
No, if you can just all you do is break a sweat, right?
I'm sweating right now.
No,
yeah.
so when you train, like even if it's like 15, 20 minutes, you do really low. Once you break a sweat, you're there,
Nice.
right? So like it's kind of like then you're kind of like the energy is ready and your organs already working at that point.
If it's like if I can just squat lower and do 20 minutes a day, I can do it every day.
Try it. Yeah. It'll
Alright.
even 20 minutes will be significant.
And then I'll say like during these Tuesday Thursday sessions, like I really like I hold this shit for like an hour.
Yeah.
You know, it's like it's hard. It's super hard.
Yeah.
But it's like I try to like really dedicate the time.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. So you like you do it you do it really well for the hour that you do it. Yeah.
I love how she raises her
So,
hand
you
too.
know, we're giving energy.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, yeah, man, I feel it. And then she's like, oh, I feel it really strongly. And then I'm like, how about now? She's like, oh, now I feel like a little bit pain here. Could there be too much energy given?
Probably not too much energy,
Okay.
but you feel pain here.
Here and then tight here.
Just
But was that because I'm trying to also pose at the same time with the horse stance?
And maybe like the
I'm doing
energy,
too much, or
the force of energy while you're.
You know what's cool?
You know what's probably going on is this. You're training to get energy into your body. She's pushing energy out of your hand, or out of your body at the same time. And so it's putting pressure. That will go away like, yeah, that's like, that's not a big problem. Yeah.
Can you tell if she got stronger
Yeah.
energy now that we've given
Yeah, but the pressure is good in your body, right? It's just that like how that happened probably makes it uncomfortable. I can see how that makes it uncomfortable.
Okay.
That makes sense.
That'll happen everywhere in your body if you get like even in your spine and stuff like that.
So when you do wuxi, what is it called again? Wuxi?
Buqi.
Wuxi.
Yeah.
She shouldn't train while you do wuxi because then it's like counter.
Yeah. I mean, it's good because it's building pressure in her body, but it's probably bad because she feels the pressure too much. Yeah. Oh, she had to go somewhere. That's why, like early today. Yeah.
So she was doing clockwise energy.
Oh, then I was trying
Oh, really?
Clockwise.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
You know why? Eden taught
Oh,
us
that's it.
the
Oh,
clockwise
interesting.
thing.
Okay.
And counterclockwise is to take energy out.
Oh, really?
So then I was trying.
Okay.
It,
Did it work?
And she said she felt. I didn't tell her what I was doing. I was like,
Yeah.
Can I try something? Then she's like, do you feel anything? She's like, I feel a lot stronger.
Oh.
And then it was like you could feel it moving.
I think that kind of makes sense, right? Because even it swirls in my hand when I kind of like. I'll try that next
I've done
time.
it.
Do you want to try it with
I've
her?
done it
Yeah.
to.
You want to try it with her right
Yeah.
now?
Yeah.
Okay, can you
Let's
do it on
see.
him? That person? No.
Oh, you
Do it on.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll feel it. Okay.
Okay, let me try and connect first. Let me know if you can already feel my energy.
Yeah, I can feel it.
You feel it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel, I don't know if it's mine or your energy, but I feel something. Okay.
So I'm doing the counterclockwise now. I don't know if you felt enough of the regular to feel the difference. Should I go back to regular?
All right. Go the way where you're putting energy in.
Regular.
Yeah.
No counter.
Yeah.
No clockwise. Okay.
Yeah.
So you can feel the difference.
Wait, this is clockwise?
This is regular.
Regular,
Not
like no moving. Okay. Okay. Now go clockwise to add energy in. Counterclockwise to pull it out, right?
Yeah, clockwise.
Okay. Go the other way. Maybe a little. Okay. So I think what's going on is you're making the energy move into my body deeper because you're kind of like creating like a vortex with it, right?
I felt
Yeah.
your energy too.
Yeah.
I felt it.
Yeah, like against your body, against your hand. Yeah, I could see. I don't know if it like. To me, it feels like both directions do the same thing. It just like it does feel like there's kind of like this like moving the energy, kind of like is like moving the energy like quick like into my body in that way. But I couldn't differentiate the difference between like the pushing and the pulling. Yeah, as clearly at least. So yeah, it might be happening, but I just can't feel it as clearly. Interesting. Yeah. How are you doing? To exaggerate it, it's like this. That's when I go out, and then when I pull in, it's like I pull in like that.
Wait, can I feel? Okay, tell me what's pushing. That's pushing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like outward versus in.
Yeah, you literally feel like you're sucking the energy from with your palm. It's like you're like this, pulling the energy that way, right?
This is it right here, right?
And push. Yeah, it's something like that.
I got it already. Watch.
You got it, okay.
No, watch, Jerry. Push.
Yeah. Yeah, you got it. You got it. Yeah, you got it. You got it. Yeah.
So this is like
You totally got it.
pushing. And
That was great.
Yeah, you got it too.
Yeah?
You straighten your wrist, like.
Straighten it.
Don't do this, right? But like.
Wow, I didn't know that. That's a new skill.
Yeah, but you can just relax and do it.
Relax into it.
Yeah.
So subtle.
Don't do it too tight.
Yeah,
It's subtle. It's subtle.
That's pulling.
That's pulling. Yeah.
This is pushing.
Yeah, that's pushing.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, cool.
And you can feel it against your other hand, right? So you can kind of like, push, pull, and like, over time, the difference of what people visibly can see becomes very, very little, right? But in the beginning, it's kind of like, obviously this is push, right? And then this looks like pull. So people can see that very clearly, right? But when you kind of get good, you're kind of like this, and like it's like you can't tell. I'm still considering. This is push to me. This is pull to me. It's like really hard to see, right? But it's like the same. It's the same premise of doing this and this. It's just less obvious, right? Like,
Are you able to do it relaxed? That's what I'm working on now. Like not
I
super
can do it.
rigid.
And what am I trying to do when I'm doing this?
Push.
Okay.
You're
Feel the
pulling.
difference?
Oh,
Yeah,
boy.
yeah. So it's mostly like a pulling technique to pull the energy in here, right? And so later on, it's even the more like a strenuous kind of like eagle claw kind of like thing, and it's more pulling than pushing.
Yeah.
But you're basically pushing the energy this way, right? So it's kind of like that. This pull is pulling the energy in, but it feels like a push because it's pushing into your body.
It almost feels like wind
Yeah.
when you come around. When it's just me, it's like feels like static in my hands. When
Yeah.
you come around, it feels like great. It's kind of weird.
Yeah,
I didn't really
yeah.
feel that before.
You're getting more sensitive. Yeah. Yeah. Take some time. Susan, how are you? How do you feel?
I'm sweaty though.
I don't care.
I care. That's gross. I do this here every time. That's gross. Thanks. Thank you. But I do want to finish. I'm determined. I am determined to like finish it off.
Oh, you did such an amazing job.
For both you and Janice.
Yeah.
I want to like finish. Yeah. Okay. I'm determined.
That's what I was telling Joel before you walked in.
Determined.
Like, Joel's got this thing where he wants to like learn all these skills, like, and he's like ahead of how fast he should be learning them. And you have this thing where you want to heal people, and it's like Jen was watching one of the videos of like you healing Janice, right? And she's like you like, this is Susan's call. This is what she loves to do. It makes her happy.
That's huge coming from Jen.
And she's like, yeah, you, like, I think you like enabled her to like, find her calling. Like, you just need more power, and you're good.
Just train more.
Yeah, it's just train more.
And I wanted to ask you, like, when you first started doing so, like, how did you know when, do you know what I mean? Like, you're saying you just kind of, like, it clicked. So how did you know, like, in those moments that, like, feel like a DJ?
Oh, I learned the hard, how do I know what?
Like, when you're healing people?
Yeah.
Like, how did you know, like, when you hit them?
The more advanced technique, which is just on one knee, that, like, might be harder, but it's like literally just like this for like, yeah. So this actually gets, so what happens, like this gets energy out of your toe. So like, in the same way I can get energy out of my hand, I can get energy out of my toe. And the way you get energy out of your toe, it's like this focuses all the energy down the channel, like out of my big toe here, like this, and then out of my fingers, like in the front. So if you want to move to like, it's fine. If you want to move to like one leg, we can move you one leg too. It's harder.
That's cool, right?
Hey, Deb. How's it going?
3 weeks.
You can feel it? Nice. Okay. Thank you.
Albert, I have another question. One part of the pose I feel like I really am not doing is this thing about like sucking your diaphragm in.
Yeah.
So I feel like, but like, aren't we like our upper body's supposed to be relaxed, right?
Yeah.
So it's like I'm not like flexing my abs. I'm just like sucking my
So
diaphragm.
what really is like, think about this. You want to pull energy up your spine, right? So the way you pull energy up your spine in a way is kind of like, there's two things. You want to pull energy up your spine, and you want to stretch your spine. So the way you stretch your spine actually is you pull your tailbone down, and you pull your diaphragm up. And this basically gives you traction in your vertebrae. And when you get more,
I kind of dig that.
yeah, and traction in vertebrae allows the energy to move up more easily, and then it to get out to kind of like all your organs and like things like that.
I kind of feel that.
Yeah.
When I like change the pose, I can feel like more or less static, like in my hands.
Yeah.
Like sometimes my arms get lazy, and then I like put my arms back, and then my hands like kind of like recharge almost.
Yeah.
So it's like I think when I kind of drop and then like suck my diaphragm, yeah, I can feel it a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have to do all these things all the time,
Yeah.
right? So you can kind of like, you know, it's like, oh, I want to like work on my back for a while, right? And you want to like suck that up, right? And then just, you know, hold your stomach in as tight as you can because it just pushes the energy up a little bit more.
But you're not flexing your abs; you're just like sucking your diaphragm, like kind of like under your ribs. Almost.
Yeah, like it's kind of like a more of an up position.
Yeah.
It also helps you kind of like create more balance because like
when you're back.
yeah, because it basically relieves pressure on your lower back, like as you're pulling up too. Okay.
No, I mean, I'm hurt.
How's it feel? Is it okay?
Yeah, you're good.
Thank you. Thank you. Gracias. Yeah.
So much better.
Really? For real?
So much better.
Okay, can we finish it off today?
I don't know if we can finish today, but see how you feel.
I can do it.
I think that's my worry about you. That's my worry about you.
You're saying like to finish healing.
Healing, yeah.
What happened to you, Albert?
I got into a car accident and my neck went like this.
Just recently? Or?
No, it was like 4 years ago. And then it was really bad. Like basically I couldn't lift my arms like past this.
Oh, for your neck vein.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I couldn't even do a push-up for a while. So the training got me pretty much like 80% recovered, but there's like a last 20% that's like really hard to do yourself. And so that's kind of like where like a healing group together is like really useful because then everyone can just add a little bit of energy to you and they can break through and then your own healing can maintain it. So we're going to training can maintain it.
Albert, can I get the mic for a second? Because Janice finally felt what Qigong Energy
Yeah.
feels like, and she said she's been trying to figure that out for like a year.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, how would you? Yeah.
Go on this side. Go on this side. Because,
Okay,
like,
cool.
Of the camera because the sun. This
Oh yeah. Cool.
causing the thing.
Cool. Okay. So, how would you describe?
So very subtly, it did feel like dough, very soft dough, or like mozzarella cheese that you're like stretching, but very subtle. But that was like the sensation. I mean, I've been trying to figure out that sensation for like over a year, and that was what was described to me before. And I'd be like, I don't feel that, right? But when the last pull, I felt like that dough or mozzarella cheese stretching.
Oh, the first time you felt
That's
that?
the first time I actually felt
interesting.
it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was trying to create the energy beam, you know, and that's where she felt that.
Got it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's basically like that creates like that stick, right? The energy beam
Yeah.
in the hands. And you know, once you kind of master that like feeling, I mean, it's the pulling of the hand, and it's also the honing of the energy. Kind of on top, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, that's where you get like a really good stick to kind of like be able to pull from.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you.
That's awesome.
Cool.
All right.
It's exciting.
Yeah.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
good job.
So when do you know, like, when do I know it's like strong, like the energy that I'm generating
Strong for what?
for anything?
Well, so this training is kind of like you know, it's basically the number of hours you put in and the density you put in, and then how kind of like optimize your position, your relaxation, all that kind of stuff, right? But what we care about is actually the tests. So every training has a test, right? And so basically this training, the test is like, can you make people feel the energy?
Yeah.
So when you go around the room later, can you actually make everyone feel the energy when you project energy out of your hand, right? So later on, like people put their hand and then people project energy, and I can feel it.
Yeah.
So then every kind of like piece of this actually has like a different test, right? So later on, the next part is like, can I actually build a beam between my hands? And then can I put that in someone else's hands? And then I know it's strong because I can pull them, right? So that's kind of like the next test, right? And the next test after that is like, can I emit energy this way out of my body and and get pressure, and then can I push someone over? So basically like the progression of every practice here has like a test, right? And then the test you need to like verify a certain number of times before you can get to the next level. Yeah, so when I say like there's 20 levels in this, basically there's like 20 kind of like tests that you have to kind of go through. Some are kind of like, it's always a training to an interaction with somebody else. And an interaction with someone else can be like you're physically moving them, or it could be you're healing them, right? So like then the test is like, can you heal someone's neck? Can you feel enough in the neck? Do you understand kind of like where this channel is to find where the damage is to kind of like help somebody, right? So and then you need like 5 of those to kind of like pass the next level, right? So yeah. So you'll know really quickly when you can't get people to feel it, when you can't get people to pull, you don't have enough energy for that action yet. So you need to train more, or you need to get better at kind of like creating like the stick or whatever it is. So yeah.
I'm in the pain cave. I'm in the pain cave.
Me too.
Just like her.
On fire?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, me too. Me too. I'm feeling really strong right
Awesome.
now.
Yeah, you guys are everyone's doing really good. Even the new one.
I heard a long distance runner talk about like when they reach the threshold of being in the pain cave. I've just been using that term. So you gotta chisel your way.
The wind thing is kind of freaking me out. It's like there's like a fan in here.
There's no fan. There's no fan.
I swear that's so wild.
I feel the fan like when energy's being taken, like drawn out. I feel like cool.
Exactly.
That's
yeah.
what I'm saying. He's like,
yeah, when it's pushed, it gets warm.
Also, it's different.
I also felt like that cold.
You feel it? Yeah. But there's no wind in here.
No.
I mean, not really, right? So.
But Albert, just even like after, like even like when you did it before and then you walked away, it was like just now again, like after you walked away, it still felt like wind a little bit. It's so weird.
It's like a vortex, like kind of like moving.
Like there's a little fan blowing on my hand.
So what ends up happening is like the thumb, kind of like angle like this, keeps the energy circling in your hand. And so what you feel is kind of like this element of like this circling kind of energy, this vortex of energy in your hand. And it basically is circles till it finds like this little dot in the middle. And then the little dot, that's kind of where it goes in.
Is that why you want the thumb to be?
Yeah, that's why you need the thumb kind of like this. And then also when it circles, like later on, it comes out of this point too. So it comes out of this point, it comes in in from that point.
Okay, center. You're doing good, Paulina. Yeah. First time.
Yes. It's first time, yeah.
First time, I just care if someone can feel it. Like if you can feel it and you can maintain the pressure, that's all I care about. Like that's like your first day, so. Unless I don't like you and then I try to make you shake and fall over, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So do you feel it? Am I like genuine?
Yeah, you got it.
Okay.
It's in your hand, yeah.
Oh, just when I came in there.
Yeah.
Susan's starting to charge.
I feel some coolness for some reason.
Coolness? Yeah.
Yeah. Am I right? Yeah.
All I care when I do this is that I can feel the density of energy moving in your hand. And so you have some reaction to it that like might be cool, might be hot, might be tingling. All I care is I can feel it, right? So as long as I can feel it, I know you're kind of building the energy and it's getting stronger. So outside of that, like your perception of what I'm doing is not, I care about it a little bit, but more I care about, I can feel it in your hand. I can feel it, so yeah.
Okay.
You don't get too close to your body because then the energy can grow larger if you have a bigger stance. Yeah, not too big, but as long as like you're it's somewhere in the middle. Next thing, you probably put your bag down too. I understand it's a fashion, you know, like can't take it off. It's like part of your accessory. And then.
You're not saying anything. You're the most descriptive person I've ever met.
What, Anna?
Are your hands cold often?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Always.
Always.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah. It might be because there's like some circulation, kind of like something of the energy, kind of like stuck in your neck, and that's what. So at some point, I think what's going to happen is your hands are going to break through and get warm all the time.
Really?
So it'll be yeah.
Wow.
I've gone through that too. I've gone through cycles where like my hands like are cold, and sometimes actually when I do this, like after a while my hands get cold because I like run out of energy, like transferring energy to people, right? So but I understand kind of like that issue. Yeah, you guys have all done so well. Yeah.
Albert, could you try to send just a little bit of energy to Russia's shoulders? Let's see what she feels.
Yeah, which shoulder?
They're like.
Oh,
it's the
tight.
first time, like, yeah. It's like hurting.
Okay.
Shouldn't be much because it's just tight.
Yeah, that's weird.
Can you feel it?
Yeah.
Okay, it's in your shoulders, right?
Yeah. It's like I feel like here as well. Or
Yeah,
strong.
yeah. But I can move it.
Oh God.
How are your shoulders feeling?
That's what I'm saying. It's like I don't feel it.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, that's how energy healing works.
God.
So I could basically push through and break through and kind of like relax that in your body.
My alarm went off like 10 minutes ago, and it's 5:30.
Wait, your shoulders didn't hurt till you started practicing?
Yeah.
And so what I did right here, so from here, what I can do is,
Like my arms are like they're like hot, right?
yeah. So once you have a connection here,
Yeah.
like I can, so the healing process is the same, right? Like I already have energy going in. I look for the feeling of my shoulders to feel like how my shoulders feel, right?
Do you have a neck pain?
I do have a neck pain.
I
Can you feel it?
that.
Yeah.
Is it on this side?
I have so many.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh shit.
You're gonna be a really good healer. Your sensitivity is really good. Yeah. Yeah.
It's like, wait, my shoulder pain is gone.
Sorry. Stay away from me.
You took on his shoulder, his neck pain.
No. Because she'll feel whatever. So whenever she feels what I feel. Yeah. Yeah.
It's like weird. Like they're the exact same.
Yeah.
He's feeling like,
Yeah. That's pretty crazy.
I did not see this coming. I was like, I'm just gonna learn.
So she like tuned into your energy.
Yeah, I think what happened was like, so I helped her fix her shoulder, like loosen her shoulders up with my energy. Yeah, and then she picked up on my neck pain, like the signal there.
But I'm also very good at if I need something, like I feel this someone.
Yeah.
Yes. So I think that what that
Yeah.
like connected with
Wow.
tomorrow.
Super sensitive.
It was very like past 5 minutes.
That's a good idea.
And then you just run.
He had a car accident. He had a car accident. His whole neck moved.
And then it gives it a little bit of like.
This one
And then your knees will like feel a little bit better, right?
Huh?
I'm always
When your
like,
knees are sore,
Oh yeah.
rub your knees.
but I'm always like hesitant to break the stance. I want like, because Albert told me if I like lost my knees, then it's like stop it. So I always I'm trying to like.
one day he'll try to take your pain away.
Good.
Created another solution.
Yeah.
Excuse me. How you doing?
Hey, good. 1 hour, it's okay to take a break, right?
Albert, did you do something to my neck?
Yeah.
Wow.
How do you feel?
Feels like
So you're not totally like breaking the energy.
Weird. I've never
How's it feel?
good.
Yeah.
Like it's a really nice.
Don't do anything.
So yeah. So basically, like I just added some energy here because you have like something wrong here.
Yeah, I have scoliosis.
Yeah.
My whole.
Yeah. So I want to clear kind of like so your hands are way warmer now than they were like a few minutes ago. So I was trying to basically clear that so the energy moving up kind of get through, can break through your hands. I want your hands to get warm, right? So before your hands were actually really cold. Now your hands are medium cold, like not as cold as they were before. So yeah.
Wow.
Red pants. And I was like, so yeah, in San Francisco, But yeah, whenever you want to do this,
Methodology of what? Studied for a long time. I'm trying to figure it out. I'm trying now what Joel told me. It's about like
Okay, better.
using more of a muscle.
Yeah,
like
you gotta break through that.
As opposed to
So-
just like using your knees.
My knees do hurt a lot when I'm done, but life is pain.